Let me ask this very question, and this very question goes to the Nigerian landlords. You understand? It's very important that this thing is addressed once and for all, rather than a lot of people suffering and smiling, because the time is now. Where are Nigerian landlords? If you're a landlord watching me, where are you guys taking the high price in rents to? Are you guys aware that we are in 2025, and not just in 2025, we are in a time where we need to consider almost everybody? Where are you guys taking this price to, for crying out loud? Everywhere you go to, every house, 2-bedroom flat, 3-bedroom flat is now running in high millions. And you ask yourself, is this in Nigeria? Or have there been a switch of country or economy we don't know about? Let's forget the government first of all. Let's just leave the government out of this and face these landlords. You might want to tell me that yes, if you can't exclude the government, you can to some extent, because I've come to notice that this high price, I've studied this very thing, honestly. I've studied it, objectively. And I've come to notice that one of the things that leads to this high pricing in housing is not just because of government policies or politicians or anything. It's because of greed and hype. Hype in the sense that people like Olo of Lagos State has come to make housing look luxurious. Every housing is not luxury. Every house is not luxury. This is how it works, because this is influence. This is influence. In this content era, a lot of people's psychology have been messed up. A landlord in Enugu State will see the hype that is going on in Lagos State, and the hype are not really questioned. When the landlord sees that the property that is being hyped at these gross millions is almost the same thing with the one he has in Enugu, with the one he has in Oka, with the one he has in Egondo, with the one he has in Ekoto, with the one he has in Suleja, he called Abuja, with the one he has in Mandala, he still refers to as Abuja. He increases everything with the same mindset. That is one influence. That is one thing. The second thing is the mentality people use, or people go into real estate these days with. Many of our parents, even myself, I witnessed it. Housing wasn't an issue for an average Nigerian before. Ask your parents. If you're a millennial like me, also ask yourself. This thing started recently. The mentality people move into real estate with is not the mentality people used in investing in real estate back then. Yes, prove me wrong. Right now, everybody wants to invest in real estate and recoup the money tomorrow. That is where that hiking starts. Second place where the hiking starts. Nobody goes into the real estate industry with the mentality of it's a long-term investment, because as long as I'm concerned, everything real estate is not a short-term investment. It's not a short-term business. It's a long time. It's for long time. It's not a fast scheme. It's not a Ponzi scheme. But people today treat it as Ponzi. That is another thing that leads to that hike, gross hike. Somebody was telling me confidently, and not just confidently, I also confirmed from so many agents that small nyash where they shake like Oka, Anambra State, is charging nothing less than 3.5 in some areas that I know that nothing is actually there, no value, nothing. Charging 3.54 million for what? For what exactly? What is the values that led to that increment? What are the values that led to that increment? We lack real estate literacy. We lack it in all levels. What these Nigerian landlords are doing with real estate this recently is from a place of copying another country's renting model. But we've not really gotten to that level. Are you copying a system the economy is fair, or are you copying a system the economy has failed? Which are you copying exactly? Because if you are copying a system the economy is fair, in a system where the economy is not stable, economic instability has been synonymous with our economy from the get-go. Are you copying that model into this very system? It won't work. You are encouraging crime. Yes. You are encouraging yahoo. Yes. That's what you are doing. Because when a common person struggles, when an average citizen suffers so much to provide for the renting cost, it will definitely lead to other things. This is the reason why you hear them say things like money no dey commercial building. There is money in commercial building actually. But what they are trying to pass to you, the message they are trying to pass to you is that quick money no day commercial building. In the past, some people built commercial houses with the intent of using it as a place, as a source to fund their children's school fees. But you are building it from a place of let it be known that you are running Agobandian estate. That's it. Just to hype your ego and hype yourself. You are doing ridiculous things to the detriment of your fellow Nigerian, to the detriment of the economy. Because what you are doing is definitely affecting the economy in so many ways. And some landlord will try to tell you that if you can't pay, other people will. Definitely. But at what cost? These same landlords fail to understand that the unrealistic pricing creates an endless cycle of economic frustration. Now, these are the reasons why the renting model of Nigeria, the one we actually copied from others, won't work. Nigeria doesn't have the economic foundation to support it. In most of these places we actually copied, their wages is actually in line. Their salary is actually in line to support the house cost. But in Nigeria, salaries, wages is always in a stagnant position while rent still increases. In countries where real estate is structured properly, rental increases follow a logical pattern based on income levels and economic stability. We import these pricing models without considering our own realities. It's not going to work. Then what is the solution to all this? Government should intervene. First of all, the reason why they should intervene is because they are leaving this very market for the private landlords to monopolize. And it is because the government have actually on their back totally. They are really doing a lot of things with this. There was a time when low-cost houses were there. Those low-cost houses were built by the government. Provide more affordable housing projects for people. Let the mindset of short-term investment on real estate, let it be killed entirely, because it's really affecting how people are pricing their houses. At the end of the day, high rent prices doesn't just affect the tenants alone, it affects everybody, including you, the landlord. Because if a house remains empty for years because of high rent, it's a failed investment already. You as a landlord, you need to understand that housing is more of like a service. You're actually providing a service for a long-term goal, not an avenue to win a jackpot. You can't possibly set housing prices at an international standard when your economy is not on an international level. Rent increases should match economic growth, not imaginary expectations, not based on hype. People are suffering behind the scenes, and the least I believe Nigerians need right now is for it to come from an additional source, and that very additional source is us, still the very people suffering it. Makes no sense.